I almost quit collecting Pokemon cards. Seriously, I was ready to give everything up, even after pulling some of my dream cards. But then I built this binder, and it completely saved my love for the hobby. Let me show you why. On August 15 on 2024, we can mark that day as the start of my Pokemon collecting journey. Back then, at that moment, the latest set released, if I am not mistaken, was Shrouded Fable. I was not really interested into that set, so I just got in contact with a local store and I ordered some kind of bundle that contained a lot of different products. Since at that moment I didn't really know much about Pokemon TCG, I just decided to buy a pre-established bundle of products so that I can open a great variety of them. Some of the items that were into this bundle were an ETB of Silver Tempest, which I picked because I wanted to get that Lugia, which was the only card that I really knew at that moment. I also got a 3-pack blister for Twilight Masquerade, and finally an sleeved booster pack for Bully Evolved. It actually took a few days for me to receive all these products, and that kind of made me feel a little bit anxious. I always wanted to get these famous Pokemon cards, but as a kid I actually never had the chance to. They were and they are really expensive, and at that moment my family was going through a rough situation. But when I finally got it, it was amazing. I remember myself opening all those products that I dreamed as a kid. Fortunately, I bought a few rare and also expensive cards. One of those cards was this Blood Moon Ursaluna special illustration rare. At that moment, I really didn't know how valuable or how rare this card was until I looked for a few videos so that I can know a little bit more about this card. And that was just at the start of everything. I began to get more involved into that community. I began to buy more and more products. And all of this was even before I started my YouTube channel, which is this one. After a while, the new set released at that time was Stellar Crown. I honestly wasn't very excited about the release of this set, but I wanted to give it a chance. So the only product that I bought at that moment was an ETB. And while I was opening that ETB, I managed to pull a Dashpon special illustration rare. Again, a very rare and kind of like an expensive card. And this actually continued for a while. I managed to get a Crown Zenith ETB in which I pull great hits, and the most important card at that moment was this Mewtwo V-Star, which it has also an insane value. By this time, the idea of creating a Pokemon channel was on my mind. I had the idea to create just a YouTube channel to share my pack openings and how excited I was because I was able to get all these products that I was not able to get in the past. And I also wanted to combine it with ASMR since it's a content that I love. Eventually, the new set of Pokemon, which was Sergeant Sparks at that moment, released. And Pokemon blew up completely. Getting Pokemon products became extremely difficult, and if you managed to get some of these products, they were extremely expensive. But that actually didn't stop me. As you can see, I created my YouTube channel, and we have been growing since then. At first, I really didn't know how all this worked, so I began to get more and more products. I began to get hits, to get a lot of great cards. and most importantly, boxes full of book. But I didn't feel like the channel was growing as much as I wanted to, and I felt very frustrated because of that. I even considered stopping buying Pokemon products and quitting YouTube altogether. I noticed that I was not enjoying the hobby anymore, and I felt like that got reflected on my channel. And I also felt sad for a few days because being part of this Pokemon community, and especially this, our YouTube community, has always been my dream. So I decided to do things differently. I reduced the amount of products I bought. I decided to learn a little bit more about YouTube. And also, I wanted to work on getting that love I had for the hobby back again. That is how I came up with the idea of today's video, which is this trade slash gift binder. Inside of this binder, I put cards that I already have copies of, or cards that I don't mind giving away because of different reasons. For example, these Aces packed cards that are only used in the TCG. Most of the cards in this binder aren't really expensive. Most of them are just the regular EX cards or very common illustration rares. But that is great. There are so many people out there that have no idea about Pokemon TCG or what a real card looks like. By giving some of these cards away, they can experience all of these sensations without that long wait that I had to do when I started. And also, I didn't invent this. There is a lot of content creators that work with trade binders, but this is the tool that I have decided to use to work on getting that love for the hobby again. So let me show you how the binder looks like. This is a Black Bolt set binder. Maybe it's not the best quality, but it actually gets the job done. On the first page, I have all the Aces pack cards I want to use. Some are valuable because they are competitive, but about 90% of them are less than $1. Next, there is a variety of regular EX cards. Some of them are playable, some others featured very well-known Pokemons. Then I have a few promo cards, which are cards that are only available to get in very specific products. And finally, there are some illustration rares or full art cards that I already have. As you can see, this binder isn't anything crazy. It just contains useful or beautiful cards. And that is actually my point with this video. I believe that if you can do something like this, it can help you to love the hobby even more. It would actually be amazing to know that somebody who watched this video did something similar. Help someone who needed it, or just make them happy by giving a Pokemon card. If this video inspires you to make a trade slash gift binder, let me know in the comments. Share your experiences, or at least tell me if you would be interested to do something like this. I would love to read your stories. And also, thank you for listening to this video. I hope you have a great day and love you all.